I enjoy fantastically the Worcester Art Museum. And when I have friends, I try to always bring them there, and they are all impressed enormously.
We really did not know Worcester, and we're just getting to know Worcester, and there have been some wonderful activities. I love the art museum, and getting there is such a snap from here, and there are musical outings and things like that that I really enjoy. The fact that the van, if you don't want to drive to Boston and yet you'd like to go to Symphony Hall, there's a possibility that the van's going to take you. In less than 2 weeks, we're going to the JFK Museum in Boston, which is a real treasure. And again, we don't have to worry about the driving or the parking, so that's an advantage for me.
I'm not one to stay home, so there's always some place to go and something to do. You go on the trips on the van, and there's more people that you become close to. So whatever you do, make new friends.
I enjoy the van trips, and I would never be doing these things without them. If I was at home,
Right.
there's a tendency to say, and just let it go when it's presented to you, and you can sign up and you have input into it, and anyone does. Anyone can say, how about this? Then you do it. Really, I think it's a wonderful plus.
It is. And every time I get on the van, I always bring a book, and I never open it because I ended up talking to someone, and it's really nice. I mean, that's part of the trip in some ways. So it's cool.
And Denise and I sign up for just about everything. We go into the room and look at the trips.
Yeah, you're pretty much the first two names on the list.
And we've had overnight trips that have been just as good. We've gone to Portland, Maine last year and had a wonderful time. It was so good that I walked around the van and said, don't tell a living soul about this trip because they want to get on it. And it was just that wonderful.
But it's also a wonderful dividend that there are so many interesting people here with such varied backgrounds and intellectually rich and varied interests. So the trips reflect that, I think, because we go to places I probably wouldn't have thought of going, and it's nice, to have these new worlds opened up.
I love the trip at Fenway because I'm really not a baseball fan. But to see the inside of the park with all its history and the statues outside, it was really cool. And the guide took us to places that you wouldn't ordinarily see.
Did you go in the back behind the green wall?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Poke your heads out the scoreboard?
We did. And I just agree with you because I went under duress. My husband said, come with me. And I said, I'm sure there are enough men. He said, no, I want you. We went, I really had a lot of fun. I just thought it might not be that interesting, but even for a person who doesn't follow baseball, it was good.
It was just a lot of fun. The whole thing was fun, and the atmosphere there. It was a weekday, and there were a ton of people there.
I've been on 3 trips into Boston with the Willows, and they've all been wonderful, but one of the fabulous things I found out just last week is how easy it is to get into Boston on our own.
The train runs a lot and runs often, and it doesn't cost much.
No.
Well, how about that trip we took to Hartford? You went on that museum.
Yes.
Oh,
that
yes,
museum.
that was
Yeah,
fun.
that was-
so did Julia.
That's the first one I
The
did.
Hartford
so it's
Athenaeum, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, well there was that one, and then we also went to the Mark Twain
Mark
House
Twain.
and the Harry
Yes,
Easter Stone
yeah,
House.
that was great too.
Those were both very. Now I've lived around in New England or Worcester for years, and I'd never been to any of those places because somehow I don't like driving into Hartford. And that was a lovely way to drive into Hartford.
Is right off the highway, so it's really quite an easy trip.
It was an easy
And
trip.
we're also planning one in the fall to Yale, to the New Haven.
really?
Oh, great.
It's a longer trip, but they've just redone that. And
That will be terrific.
if you don't mind the 2 hour or hour, close to it or anything.
It doesn't matter.
That's right. I
It's
didn't just talk to people on the
wonderful
van.
museum.
Right. Well, that's part of the
That's
fun.
part of the trip. Yeah.